Love Island Reunion just dropped. I watched it really early in the morning. In fact, I'm filming this really early in the morning, put on a nice face. And I just came back from, I didn't just came back, but last night I went to the Missy Elliott, Sierra, Busta Rhymes, Timbaland concert in Toronto. It was amazing. I loved it so much. As a millennial, yes, I am a millennial. And if you think I look younger, I love you. I am a millennial, an older one. And I love this so much. I had the time of my life. I totally would recommend. And I do think artists should go out of the way and go do more millennial concerts. Do more millennial concerts where they kind of like group together and then sell them as a group rather than a solo standalone concert. And I think a lot of artists in 2024 have started to do that, but they turn it into festivals, like a 3-day thing. But I think they should do it as tours. I think that's a really great marketing idea. But I was supposed to attend the concert on Tuesday because they had 2 dates in Toronto for the Missy Elliott concert. It was Monday and Tuesday, and so we booked for Tuesday, but they canceled it last minute on Sunday. So my friend and I rushed to get Monday tickets, but he ended up not actually buying it by accident. So we ended up buying the tickets 5 minutes before we actually went into the concert. There were so many tickets left at a really good price. We use Game Time, for anybody who's wondering. Like, apparently it's not only a US thing, it's also a Canadian thing, and it worked for us. We did have to pay in US dollars, and it was cheaper. It's great to see that Ticketmaster is not only the monopoly here in Canada, we could use other places to actually, buy. I know this is not about Love Island, but give me a minute. It was really fun. I had a great time. And I just realized I really need to go see more concerts. Like, I love how I'm having this realization when summer's coming to an end. But I feel like my summer is like just beginning. Like, I had a lot going on this summer. I did a lot. And I just want to preface all of this by saying this is not a drama channel. This is my live video podcast called I'm About It, where I talk about the things that I'm about for the week. So, hello, hi. If you want to stay, hey, hi there. If you love the topic, great. Welcome to the family. So I had a good time and that was great. So it's the next morning. I only had a few drinks, but yet I feel hangover. Hungover. It's like, that's what happens when you get older, I guess. And so I put on a face for you guys and I watched Love Island. And I thought we would talk about it. Now, they said Love Island will be 2-3 reunion episodes. That's what I heard. That was in the rumor mill. If you're not, I swear to God, if you don't know anything about Love Island USA, you are probably living underneath a rock. You're actually living in the woods without no internet, no nada. Nothing. Okay, you just came out of the woods and you're like, hey, hi. Love Island USA is all over Twitter, all over TikTok, all over YouTube. Anywhere that is a social media platform, it has taken over by storm. And I do gotta say, Love Island has definitely reignited reality TV again. And here's what people don't understand: not just like any reality TV, but reality TV that is like juicy and substantial. Like, that's what Love Island was, even though it was 60 or 90 episodes. I think it's 60 episodes, 1 hour long episodes that I'm pretty sure people in Australia, I think the editors are Australian or something like that, or US editors, I don't know, they were turned over overnight. It was good. Like, this is not like a bunch of women just fighting, catfighting, and talking about cheese. This is actually like really good drama. There are a lot of intersectionality of issues. There's also like race and love and friendship, and like everybody can really tie their teeth into whatever they want to tie their teeth into in these episodes, because it's really for everybody. Like, people who are F boys and girls are on the show and what can watch it. People who are lovers are on the show. People who are into love. People who love a good friendship is on the show. People who love drama is watching the show. People who just need something to watch. People who didn't have to go traveling this summer, didn't have money to travel and have time to actually watch 1 hour episodes, 3 hour episodes a night, could watch the show. So the Love Island, you say, was really for everybody. And also another thing, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes because I took notes while watching the reunion. The reason why a lot of people really loved Love Island is because a lot of them are real people. These are not just like people who are like Instagram models and all these things. These are like real life people just happen to be on the show. Like they actually picked genuine, real people to be on the show, personality wise. I mean, their bodies, everybody's body's banging. But a lot of the girls' bodies, even the guys' bodies, are like real life bodies. Like these are not just like, oh, these are Instagram models. No, these are real life. These are like Kayla and Leah are university students. Or Kayla just graduated from university, you know what I mean? So a lot of them have real life jobs. A lot of them are real life people. So I love that. And you can tell throughout the reunion and how they're talking, and even throughout the show, that we're not just watching people who are here for fame. These are people who really want love, want something different. And maybe they're here for fame, but you can tell who's not and who isn't. And the people who are not here for fame actually blew up on social media, right? So we have Leah, who she thought that everybody hated, and I stand Leah down, and I'll talk about that because of how she was portrayed in the episodes. But when she left, you can see the amount of love that poured into her, and that's how she grew overnight on Instagram, grew overnight on TikTok. I think she has like 4 or 5 million followers because she's truly a genuine human being, a kind, caring, sweet, smart human being. And that's why a lot of people gravitate towards her. If you wonder like why do people love Leah, you're not on the Leah train, that is why. She's genuine. Okay, she may be like maybe over the top like Janae, like even Janae and Serena, genuine, cool, sweet girls. Like Janae was a bottle service girl, you know what I mean? Like these are just normal people. It's also quite clear while watching the reunion that Pizza Hut is declared a sponsor. Pizza Hut, sponsor me, girl. Sponsor me, girl. Sponsor me. Yes. Pizza Hut. I do love your pizza. I especially like your crust. So if you need another good sponsor, I'm here. I'm here for you, girl. I'm here. Hannah, which we saw in the very first few episodes of Love Island, USA, she was there and then she left because clearly there wasn't a guy for her. She's clearly a lover girl. And she was with Kendall in the very beginning, and people are hating her because of her makeup through on and off Love Island, and I think that's kind of unfair. I really do think that's kind of unfair that people are hating on her. She's just one of those girls who put the makeup on, and I don't think it's fair for us to judge other women and put other women down and their actions. And listen, she's just one of the girls who love makeup, and you can tell, and she's very talented. I'm so tired. I should have drank another cup of coffee. I have McDonald's here and I finished it, and I never finish coffee. I am obsessed with coffee. Coffee does not love me. I get fatigue after I drink it too much over a certain amount of days. Does anybody have that? Like you drink coffee like a cup every single day, and then like on the second or third week of drinking coffee, like it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. In fact, it does the opposite. It makes you tired and fatigued. I don't know. That's just a me thing. If you're also that girl, I see you. We're sisters. Before the actual show, like we saw that like Nicole and Kendall were not really together in photos and videos on their social media. I think Nicole only did like a little post on Instagram with like with a what's it called, a post carousel of pictures, and Kendall was on the 5th or 6th or something like that. And Kendall was doing a lot of TikToks, as he should, in my opinion, as he should, but Nicole's not part of it. And I can only imagine how these people are going to feel and how they're going to be portrayed by people outside of Love Island, and how their life is going to change forever. So I think a lot of them are dealing with that and dealing with the change. So Nicole and that's kind of the theme of the show. A lot of them, the entire cast was very overwhelmed of how people portrayed them, and how they were getting either hate or love from the world, and it was hard for them to deal with, and just catching up on life. So Nicole and Kendall. So apparently there was like a video going around of Kendall. I think like explicit videos and pictures from Kendall where he like opened up his cheeks to a girl or something, and then Nicole, and I think it was released on Twitter, and then Nicole shared that Kendall said I love you to a girl on a dating app before the show actually aired, or the first few days of the show. Who cares? Who cares? I'm gonna be honest. Listen, any girl that comes before me, that dated my man before me, I don't know you. You don't know me. Any stuff that happened before me, like, it doesn't matter, because we're in this moment now. It doesn't matter. It happened before me. I thought she was getting upset with something that he did during the relationship, but this is something before. Like, who cares? I'm gonna be honest. Like, who cares? And Nicole goes, "Oh, but you should have told me. You lied to me." Okay, but who cares? That happened before you guys started a relationship, started a connection. Who cares if he said "I love you"? You're now his "I love you." And I get it. It's kind of like reminiscent to, you know, that guy on Love is Blind US. Let me know, like, are any of you guys watching Love is Blind UK? I might get into that. Apparently it's really, really good. But let me know if it's good or not. People are saying it's really good. I think I might get into it this weekend or this week as a show to watch. Because I need I need a show to fill up the void. It's like that person on Love is Blind, where he had like a whole relationship before he went on Love is Blind, and he was still saying "I love you" to the girl. It's a bit much, you know. It's giving it a little bit of Kaylor, like overreacting. However, what she heard on the reunion from Aaron was just. It doesn't need to be that, Nicole. Like, I don't know, but the explicit photos and videos that's been leaked from Kendall's behind, I'll be very angry about that, obviously. Like, now the whole world knows my man's behind side, front side. Like, that's a bit much. I'll be questioning who are you, Kendall? Why did he do that? But apparently he took the videos and the photos on the Love Island phone that the castmates would get when they're in the show. So, you know, when you're in the show, you don't actually get your phone. You actually get the Love Island phone, and you can text other Love Islanders and do videos and things like that and take pictures. But that's not their real phone. I do also think it's really weird for Kendall for him to not reach out. But I think what Kendall is saying, he did based on what everybody else is saying, because everybody's trying to fill in the blanks because they're not really saying what needs to be said. Kendall reached out many times, but Nicole is not reaching out. Or, because it's still unclear, no, Kendall never reached out. He was waiting for Nicole for her to reach out to him whenever she's ready, situated after leaving Love Island. But Kendall should have reached out if that's the case. Like, that's your girl. That's the girl that you're in love with, potentially. You know, you should be reaching out to her. That's the first thing. One of the first things you should be doing, other than reaching out to your family and your work. You should be going to Nicole and be like, "Hey girl, how are you? Like, let's hang out, let's talk. How are you after leaving Love Island? How are you feeling? Where are you mentally? Do you need help situating?" Da, da, da. So Kendall should have done that. And I don't think it's wrong for Kendall to make TikToks, things like that. I think that's fine. But Kendall should have reached out. For him to be making TikToks while not reaching out to your girl, I think that's really, really weird. And the whole Nicole kind of situation, do I think they're going to stay together? I do think that Nicole will stay together. The whole Serena comment about the fact that, like, if a guy lied to me, that she would drop the man, I agree with her. I am that type of thing. Here's the thing. There's one character in the show that kind of reminds me of me. There's a few characters that remind me of me. Like, Janae reminds me of me. Nicole reminds me of me, personality-wise. And Leah, too, a little bit. And that's why if I was on the island, I'll probably be really, really best friends with Leah, because I am more of a Serena personality, and I'll be probably the one telling Leah, "Girl, stand on business." And I have no problem saying what needs to be said. And so for me, I understand Leah, Janae's, and Serena's PPG relationship. I can totally get it. And I love three of them, and I love their relationship. I think it's adorable. And that's one of, like, the key features of the show, is the fact that we get to see all these incredible relationships and friendships, not only love romantic ones, but also platonic, you know, lifelong, like, deep, caring ones. I would not drop Kendall for telling me that lie. I would just, like, ask him, you know, why did you tell me that lie? But I wouldn't drop Kendall. Like, I wouldn't pull a Serena and say, okay, I'm not gonna go out with you. I'm not gonna date you anymore because you lied to me. I'll be like, why did you lie to me? Don't ever do that again. And I'll do, like, a 3-strike rule. But it depends on the lie. To me, I don't think it's a big enough lie. It depends on the lie. And so, like, for instance, if you cheated on me, first of all, if you cheated on me, I'm gone. But I'm saying if you cheated on me and lied, obviously. But I feel like if you lied about me repeatedly about something, like a white lie, don't do that. I think it's weird. So I am on Serena wavelength when it comes with guys. Like, I do not take any nonsense from guys. Like, just be you, just be honest, just be authentic, and treat me right. Like, that's really all that needs to be happening in a romantic relationship. If you can't do that, that's the basics. If you can't do that, there's no point of me being with you. Andrea looks like a totally different person. And if you hear knocking, I think like my neighbors is doing some type of construction. I don't know. I think Andrea is I think she's two-faced. I think she's one person online and then another person in the reunion. I don't know who this Andrea is in the reunion versus the live TikToks and Instagrams that I'm seeing. All the lives on Instagram, all the TikToks. Apparently all the girls were okay in the Love Island. Obviously Andrea may not like Leah because she may feel that Leah may have voted her out, which we'll talk about. Yeah, my neighbors are doing something. But I don't see Andrea being her true authentic self and saying what needs to be said in this reunion. I think she just put up a face so she doesn't get any backlash in front of the world. I think Andrea is weird. And I love the fact that Janae pulled out those notes and be like, no, you're going to talk about the things you said on social media because we've been at nothing but nice to you, girl. And you said all this stuff. And for her to be like, actually... Andrea, you said this. You said you called her stupid on May 10th about Nicole. No, I love that. And that's why Janae will always be my girl. I love that for what she did. Because again, a lot of these people be playing two-faced. I don't know if it's for views, but don't be doing that. And that's why I like Leah, because Leah is the same person that you see in person in the show, outside of the show, and on TikTok. She's not three different people. And that's why she will continue to grow, because she's truly herself in all avenues of life. Andrea is a whole different person on TikTok than she was in the reunion. She wasn't giving those snappy comebacks and all those lines, in TikTok on the reunion, but she was playing face. She was being safe. I don't know. We're gonna move through the banging with my neighbor. I don't know why nobody pressed Andrea a little bit more, but that's kind of the theme of this reunion. I don't really understand why. I'll talk about it at the end, I guess. Kayla and Aaron, I do think they'll end up together. I think Kayla will be like, Aaron! I think she will end up together with him. I think he's going through a lot of stuff mentally, as you can tell from his TikToks online. Once he's done okay mentally, I think they'll be together. May not be now, maybe in 3 months, maybe in 4 months. I think they truly love each other. I don't know why Aaron wasn't honest with her. For him to be doing all of that again the night after you left to Casa Amor is kind of crazy. How are you doing all of that? And then also saying that you love Kayla makes no sense. But I think it kind of goes to, which we'll talk about next, the fire pit scene about voting Andrea off. He wanted to play the game, play what he was meant to do here, which was get to know other people. The connection that Aaron had with Daniela, it felt much stronger, but it felt more like lust, and it felt more like lust. It didn't feel super substantial, even though they had a lot of values in common, in my opinion. I really do think they had a lot of values in common, and they had a lot of things that were kind of like, oh, that's a coincidence. Like, I can't believe you did this, I did that, and you did that, and I did this. So they were on the same page with a lot of things. And their personality kind of meshed together. So I honestly felt, to me, that they had chemistry and compatibility, in my personal opinion. And you may disagree with me, but that's what I think. I think that they had that chemistry and compatibility, and that's why they moved so fast in a physical manner. But I do think it was more lust than compatibility. Anyways, but I do think Kayla and Aaron are going to be together. And I do think Aaron moves a bit weird, but I think he doesn't move weird intentionally. I think he moves unintentionally weird. I think he's just trying to be him, and I think he thinks he knows what he's doing, but he doesn't, and he thinks he makes moves in which he thinks will be right, but it's not. So I think Aaron is just gonna live life, live, laugh, learn. He's gonna learn through this. It will hurt. He's gonna be bummed out, some mental issues, and I think Aaron and Kayla will be back together. Moving on. The fire pit scene in which we see the raw footage of Leah, Serena, Kayla, and Liv voting who should be off the island. Either that's Nicole, Janae, or Andrea. So the 4 voted, and they first saved Janae, because let's be really freaking for real. This show, this season anyway, of Love Island USA was a lot about friendships, and they were never going to vote off Janae. Like, let's be for real. So that leaves Andrea and Nicole. I don't know where Liv was going. And this is why I'm going to say I don't think I like Liv at the end of the day. I know that Leah is going to forgive her, but I would keep a close eye on Liv. I will. Liv was the one driving the entire conversation. I wouldn't say driving. I would say not driving Andrea to be off the island, but Liv was a leader. You know how some people are just leaders in things, like leaders in projects and tasks? Liv is that. And Liv will lead if she needs to lead. And Serena is definitely that. In that, but between the two, Liv will come up ahead. But it was a hard it was a hard thing to do, right? You have to vote somebody off. You don't want to hurt somebody else. So Liv was not leading the conversation, but kind of coordinating the conversation, okay? And going through all the things that needed to be done. What Leah was actually doing was bringing in information that we need to consider. So the conversation that they had about voting off Andrea, to me, was a very constructive, substantial conversation. Leah never said she hated Andrea, or she never said that she wanted her gone. She said, actually, here are the components we need to consider when voting to keep her or voting to vote her off. Number 1, Andrea was making weird comments about like, oh, what she would do with the money and And Andrea does maybe not have a strong connection with Rob. And then Andrea is a new person, so we don't really know her. Those are the 3 components of Andrea. And then you have Nicole, who just kissed Miguel. She has a somewhat strong or leaning to Miguel, but she also has this really good connection with Kendall that hasn't really like sparked, but it's growing steadily. So they're looking at this, and they're looking at it how I was actually so surprised at how grown up that conversation was. They really looked at all sides of the argument, and they really went and they concluded, you know what, Andrea needs to go. Because here's the thing. What you guys don't understand is that we're all watching a TV show. And the premise of the TV show is that the people here are here to meant to find love and meant to find their partner, no matter who that might be. It's either you play the game and get to know everybody, or you find somebody and you stick to that person, you be closed off. The girls were like, the whole point of being here is meeting people. But the viewers are like, the whole point of meeting people is to find somebody where you be closed off. So I think at that time, nobody knew how strong Andrea and Rob's connection was going to be. All they knew was that she's new and that there is a connection. But once they made their decision, and everybody was very emotional, including Andrea and Rob, they realized maybe they've made the wrong decision. But they looked at it as, you have to be open at playing the game or you're closed off. If you're closed off, then you shouldn't be here. However, that's kind of like the whole point of the show. Either way, they had a very good grown-up conversation. They looked at all sides, which is actually incredible. Didn't expect that. I really didn't expect that, honestly. And Leah was not. she was a backseat driver in all of this. And she really was never voting for Andrea. In fact, when they voted, Leah never even voted Andrea off. She didn't even vote. I think the only people who voted Andrea off was Serena, was Kayla, and was Liv. So for Liv to be like, not be a girl's girl and go to Rob and be like, yeah, you know, she was driving that conversation. She was not a backseat driver, is insane. And you were not there for your girl in that moment. And that's where I go, I understand that Leah and Liv are like copacetic and like happy now, but I would keep a close eye over Liv. Like, I don't like that girl. What she did, like this, she believed Mr. Rob's comments over Leah, her girl's comments, is crazy to me. It is. And she says, oh, she's a girl's girl. She's not, I don't know if I would call her a girl's girl. I would say she's like a selective girl's girl to certain girls. I think that whole thing really vindicated Leah. You should go watch it. Like, Leah is just like, okay, here's the things we should consider. And they really had a grown-up conversation about all of this. It was like, it's either you take the producer route or like the player route. Producer, you want people to be open and be meeting people, or you're here to find love, so you're close. Like, they took a very mature approach with that conversation, and I was quite surprised. But the girls are honestly so cute. They're so cute in considering all of that. Let me conclude on this. Those are my thoughts so far on what was discussed. There were so many things that wasn't discussed. Why didn't Cordell and that bombshell girl, the black bombshell girl, like, where were the conversations about that in this reunion? No conversations about that. No conversations about, you know, Janae and the other black guy in the beginning. No conversations about Miguel and the girl. No conversations about Harrison and that girl that he ended up being with. Like, no conflict. There were so many things left out. I thought there was a 2-part reunion. I'm like, okay, like 10 minutes left. I'm waiting for part 2. And then they're like, okay, guys, anything you guys want to say before we close off for the part 1, or it's gonna be part 2? Or there's no part 2, guys. We barely touched Kayla and Aaron. We didn't even talk about Aaron and Daniela. We didn't even ask what type of relationship that was. We didn't talk about Cordell and the girl that he met in Casa Amor. That means the only thing I can think about all of this is that I think something went down. Something went down in which they could not air anything. That's what I think. Because there's no way. There's so much information they did not talk about. I am so confused. There's so much information they did not talk about, guys. I am so confused. I'm sorry. Are you doing this because of like cyberbullying and bullying, which is wrong? And I'm happy that they provided a link to resource to that. But this wasn't like a comprehensive, like, good reunion. Like, it was like checking in. I'm like, we need to check in. We need to go into the details. Yeah, I'm kind of bummed out by that. I ain't gonna hold you. It was good, but there could have been so much more. And now I want pizza because of Pizza Hut. Maybe sponsorship is working. Now, I need to know your thoughts. The reunion was good, but it could have been more if we also talked about like 90% of the other issues. And that's Love Island USA. Love Island UK, I haven't really finished watching it, but I heard like so many things have changed since I stopped watching it in the middle of the season. People are liking Love Island UK less, or this year, because of Love Island USA is just way better. Again, I think I will start watching Love is Blind UK. Some movie and TV show reviews will be coming out this week, so I'm gonna go watch some, maybe even tonight. And I hope you guys love this show. I don't know if I'll watch it next year. It was a lot because I was free this year. That's why I was able to watch. I'm just like, there's so much that could be discussed. Like, a lot wasn't discussed. Like, what was discussed was good, but like, they missed so much. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Stay woke, stay healthy, and stay safe.